All right, my name's Hunter Willis, and I've got Jay Leask with me, and this is another episode of Buzzkill. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, everybody.
Really happy to be able to see Jay actually in person.
That's so exciting.
I don't think we've seen each other in person for more than, it's probably been close to around 2 years.
No.
2019 was the last time that we actually were face to face.
That's insanity.
It is insanity.
So Hunter had to come up to Washington, D.C. today for a work event and told me he was coming in and out one day. So Hunter lives down in Richmond. Is that okay?
That's fine.
That? Well, we'll bleep that out.
That's right. My address
his address.
Yeah, that's right.
So when we were talking about what we were going to do for November, we're trying to kick off another series. We're keeping the security series going, and we talked about doing something about being thankful, everybody, it's almost cliche to do something thankful in November, but I really like this idea. We've been doing this
I'm thankful for the thankful idea, and I'm thankful it's cliche too, so that's great. It's perfect. It works out good.
So here we are. We're in the AvePoint offices, AvePoint Public Sector in Arlington, Virginia. I'm not sure if you can see the background or not, but the sun is coming up over there, so the sky is getting blue over here. Should be a nice day. Hunter, welcome, man.
Thank you. Thanks. It's good to be here. It's really good to be here. It's really good to see you in person, man. It's
likewise.
Really good. We've been, just like everybody else, right? We've been talking on Zoom the whole time, and firsthand experience.
We don't use Zoom.
No, Teams. Sorry, I use Zoom for work now. It's a whole nother coming from the.
You bring that into my office?
I know, right? Teams. We use Microsoft Teams and only Microsoft Teams for recording. So, true story though, and yeah. So it's just really good to be up here and joke around and do our thing, and yeah. So we got the other series that we're gonna do. We're gonna have one on migration. We've talked about.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
very
be
excited about
digital
that
transformation. That's also gonna kind of include transitions and deployment and stuff like that. So that's going to be a lot of really good conversations.
Yep. And we'll try and keep things fresh. You know, we've spent the last year, we did a handful of episodes on COVID and coping with COVID. That shifted into a whole series on security, and we have some amazing guests come in and a couple more lined up to keep that series going, because security is not going away. And then, like you said, migration. So it's been a really good year. I mean, it's been a rough year, but
it's been okay. It's been rough. It's been good. It's been good for us. In a lot of ways, but there's also been a lot of challenges.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you.
So
I think they understand.
Do you understand?
I understand.
So what are we doing here? What are we talking? You wrote the outline that I haven't read yet.
That's right. That's right. So today, in the kind of theme of being thankful, I thought I would talk a little bit about, and we could talk a little bit about how we got to where we are today, and some of the people that helped us out and believed in us along the way. And then just kind of list out a few things that we're really thankful for, especially in these times, right? Because as you said, there's been ups, there's been downs. Right, there's been challenges
Kick us
for
off.
us and other people. Okay, so I'm
not drinking beer. It's coffee.
It's coffee. It's early in the morning, which that doesn't always mean anything.
It doesn't always mean anything.
Yeah, that's right. So I started my career back really in 2006 and started working for Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I was doing retail. Quit that, went into missions and did missions for a couple of years.
Okay.
Spent 6 months living in Burkina Faso. When I came back from West Africa, I started over again with the career and was in customer service again. And then I went from a customer service job, went back into the nonprofit space, doing same kind of a thing. But after several years and my whole career to that point doing customer service, I thought I would be stuck there forever. And couldn't. I was trying to apply for jobs. I got a paralegal certificate trying to get out of there and do that, and I couldn't make the change. And then someone in my church referred me to a entry-level sales job at AvePoint.
That's crazy.
And
okay.
It was really crazy. And so backtrack. My background, my family has been in tech. Always. My father had a 9600 baud modem, would dial into BBSs when we were kids. My oldest brother got into networking, and I was telling somebody the other day, he had the first 486, and I can remember him playing video on the CD-ROM. So he was building computers when he was in middle school and then high school back when it was like that's what you did.
Right.
And he got me into that, and he's taught me so much growing up. So I was really blessed in that I had people in my life to show me about technology as I was growing up, which is, it's just amazing that that's the case in this day and age, that I had that in my family, and I can't be thankful enough for that. But when I made this shift to AvePoint, and they were doing the training about the technology and all the things that we do, it started clicking, and I was like, yeah, I know this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I understand it.
It comes instinctively.
That's right. Well, because I had the fortune of, growing up with it. And so I started helping people out, and I learned what SharePoint was. And when I figured out, there was this like big moment, because I had done WordPress development and some SEO for some of the nonprofits that I was helping out. And like when I figured out that SharePoint was websites.
Yeah, just websites.
I was like, whoa! And it just took off from there. So then I got one of the VPs at AvePoint basically saw that and believed in me, gave me a huge opportunity to learn how to do the technical sales role.
Yep.
So I did that for a few years, and then there were a lot of other people there that saw that I liked doing this kind of stuff, right? The webcasts, the blog posts, and writing and different things, and making videos. So they put me into product marketing, and I still do product marketing. I do it for a different company today for a lot of different reasons.
Which major tier for that, by the way?
Yeah, I know. I miss all of the people at AvePoint. I can't say that enough. Every time anybody asks me, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "I love the new job," but it was like moving away. I was telling Jay, it's like moving away from my hometown. Leaving all these people is hard.
Change and leaving your friends is always hard. Like, it doesn't matter how great the new place is if you genuinely like the people you're with. Which is a benefit of working at AvePoint, because so many of the people are so wonderful. It is always going to be hard leaving that. Yeah. So where are you now?
It's a great company. The new company I'm with is called Apptio. They're also really great people. I've got a lot of, starting to build kind of a work family there too. A lot of good relationships, a lot of positive folks. So I'm excited with what's going on there. It's very different. It's not in like the Microsoft Office 365 space. It's like FinOps and TBM, financial management, and IT, improving IT value, which is one of the things that we talk about in this podcast.
How do you improve your value, right?
That out, I was like, oh, this is great. Like, we actually get to do this stuff. But like, looking back, and where I'll stop talking and let Jay talk about his past.
I talk enough. It's okay. Coffee.
I love the way he talks. No, but at Enterprise, there were people that believed in me. And I did what I could to help other people there too. And it's the same thing with AvePoint. There were so many people that appreciated what I did, invested in me, taught me, allowed me to, gave me the space to grow and learn myself, right? And allowed those opportunities to open up too. So I just think it's so important that, I guess it's important to recognize that and understand that it wasn't just like me blazing through and doing everything on my own. I was given opportunities, people invested in me, and I am really thankful for all of that, and do what I can too, like giving back in the community. That's one of the things about writing, is you're sharing this knowledge, right? Part of the Richmond SharePoint user group still, and it hasn't been as active since COVID, but in the past, to do what I can to kind of explain and disseminate. We do this podcast, right, where we talk about all the things that we've learned in interaction with our customers and going through business and learning about technology and how it's implemented and things like that, trying to share that knowledge and, give people the benefit of, as much as we can, and pull other people in from their experience too.
I mean, anyone who's been following us knows that the longer I keep my mouth shut, the longer he talks.
It's
the Energizer Bunny of.
I just am so excited about all of it. All right, I'm going to stop now. That's a perfect transition. The best transition.
Very smooth transition.
Very politely, shut up. Let me talk now. All right.
No, so I started my career in, I guess, 99. So I graduated high school. I took a gap year. I worked in the restaurant industry. I worked in construction for a little while, and then I jumped into my dad's accounting firm, and I worked for my dad's IT. They were a 30 CPA firm with 4 managing partners and 1 IT person.
Oh, wow.
And she brought me on, and they had a Novell network.
Yeah.
And a bunch of, they had dead terminals at all of the desks. And I remember growing up, my dad was the technology-minded partner, and so he brought me in to show me their computer room, and it was a specially air-conditioned room, and in the corner was the size of something like a large copy machine.
Right.
And that was their terminal where they stored all of their tax client data and where it did all of the computations. I'm like, this thing is crazy. And now, like, I have more power in my cell phone than what,
that.
right?
Yeah.
But so that's where my career kicked off is in their firm, helping upgrade their Novell network-based machines. And it's funny, they hired me to do tech, and I sat down with Kathy, was my boss, was the IT lead. And I said, one of the things I hear is that the CPAs are frustrated. They don't understand what's happening with the computers and the network. Like, let's do a newsletter. So my very first tech job, I'm sitting there writing a newsletter for all of our end customers as to what IT is doing this month.
Yeah.
And so it's fitting that here I am. We run Buzzkill. I run This Week in Teams. We do the M365 government community call, like mouthing off, talking about what I do. And she granted me that opportunity. My dad gave me the opportunity to work for the firm. I went to college, and so I had promised my parents I'd take a gap year, but I would go to college. And I'm glad I did, not because of what I learned necessarily. It was because I understood how much easier life would be. The societies went through this phase of you have to go to college to be successful. And I'm really excited to see now more technical-minded schools teaching kids that you can do something other than be a knowledge worker that has a college degree. Or I remember a girl I was dating who said, oh, well, I don't care about what I'm getting my bachelor's for. My master's is what's going to guide my career. I'm like, master's are something you do like after you've started your career, and it focuses your knowledge. So I just have a really weird, compared to the rest of society, opinion of what college should be. Anyway, why am I talking about that? It's so...
What happened next?
So in college, I worked for the help desk.
Yeah.
I helped network our school's admissions office, like literally running the Cat 5 and punching the cables down. That was a lot of fun.
Memories.
Right. I remember when we brought in our first T1 line,
Yeah.
and my group of friends totally took it down playing Counter-Strike every day.
Oh, yeah.
We ran our own servers. Like,
Counter-Strike.
we're like, oh man, the
my
network's
God.
so slow. It was totally us.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
100% us.
Yeah.
So I've always been working in IT, except for a year and a half after college where I was like, I need a break. And I worked in the liquor industry, and I ended up becoming a manager for a fine wine shop, helping her try and figure out computers and stuff like that. And
Oaky, but not pretentious. That's the...
Actually, I don't like an Oaky Chardonnay. I'll be honest. It's not my style. But coming back to technology, like I have always built my next job, my career has been built on the relationships that I've made.
Yeah.
You mentioned community, the M365 Chicago conference we run every year. Nova Cloud is the new name of the user group that we have in Northern Virginia, although we haven't been able to get it going again. We did like 9 months of twice a month during COVID. And then I think we all got kind of burnt out of the constant barrage of virtual meetings and such. But the key that I've found and what I'm thankful for as a major lesson is just trying to build relationships and trying to share my knowledge. And by sharing my knowledge, people are sharing with me and I'm learning more. And that's one of the reasons I love this interview series is not only are we bringing in other people?
Yeah.
So it's not just us validating each other's opinion.
Right. It's okay, just keep going. It's okay, just keep going.
It's us learning from people out in the industry doing the work, and every interview we have shows a diversity of opinion, a diversity of face, a diversity of mind, and it's been a lot of fun. That's what I love about Buzzkill.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've had a diversity of talent in there too, right? Like people from different specializations doing different things, you know. So, yeah, I would totally agree with that. Great. Well, not to just validate your opinion there, but you know,
we don't have anyone else. There's an empty chair holding our microphones.
So I think that you know, I just want to say that it's like I'm really, the things that I'm thankful for in this period. I am really thankful that both at AvePoint and in my new workplace, both companies were very, very understanding of COVID and like lots of leeway, lots of like, you know, okay, work from home, it's all right, you know, a little bit of wiggle room with being able to take care of the kids. I have a 3-year-old, and watching her was really, really super stressful, like in trying to work at the same time, but we made it happen, and a lot of other people didn't have that opportunity. They didn't have jobs where they could stay home and watch their children. People have been losing their jobs and having to switch what they do and things like that, and you know, kids being pulled out of school. So we didn't have any of that kind of major stuff going on. So I'm really, really thankful for that. And you know, but like also all of these people that have invested in me, I'm really thankful for. I'm thankful for my family. We've been able to talk and have good relationships with them. Friends like Jay, you know, and other people in the community, and the friends that I have at AvePoint who are such great people to work with. And I mean, really just I feel like I'm living the dream, like just being able to live in the suburbs and just do my thing, and with you know, it's amazing. But I've been and seen, you know, like certainly not everybody in America gets to do that, and certainly like when you go around the world, it's tough, and right now it's even tougher for everybody. So it's a lot to think about. What are you thankful for, Jay?
Oh man, I agree with you. I'm thankful for coffee.
Very thankful.
I'm thankful for friends who get on the road at 4:30 in the morning so we can do something stupid.
Bless you.
I'm gonna have to bleep that out.
No, I think we should leave it.
No, I'll leave the video, but the audio part, that's gonna be painful. I'm sorry. I'm very thankful for my village, and that village includes my friends and my coworkers. That village includes my parents who live with us and who have made our working lifestyle possible for the last year and a half. I'm thankful for, it's really funny, my brother called me. I have an interesting relation. I have 3 siblings, 9, 12, and 15 years older than me. And I'm close with all of them, but we don't always talk. And my brother, the middle brother, called me yesterday, 2 days ago, November 2nd. And he's like, you know, it's the end of the Day of the Dead celebration, and he's like, here's what I want to do. And we've never done this before. And my wife and I were just talking about, like, how do we honor the Day of the Dead without just putting, what do they call them? Skeletons. So the skeletons with the colors and all that. Like, my daughter loves them, and they're beautiful, but like, we don't want to culturally appropriate just to do it. Like, we want to honor the traditions. So we're trying to figure out what to do. So my brother calls me and he says, tell me a memory of a family member that you don't think I have. Because he's been going through this whole, like, forgotten memories thing, memories that kind of just slip away from us.
Sure.
And he gave me a particular family member because he didn't want it to be the common person that everyone used. Everybody always talks about my papu, my mother's father. Mm-hmm. He was the personality. Greek Orthodox priest, literally was a priest until he passed away, until in his late 80s or so. Oh gosh, I should know that. Anyway. And it was really cool. Like, I'm thankful for the opportunity to remember people and like how they made me feel. That's
and hopefully they were good memories.
Most of them.
Most of them, yeah.
One of them was
right.
about, I told him, I gave him 3 memories, and one of them was about this reoccurring nightmare I always had when I went to visit that person.
Yeah.
It was my father's mother and father.
We're learning a lot about Jay today. This is interesting.
It was a really interesting moment. Well, doctor. But no, it's just really nice to be able to have the time to sit back and think about those things. And, you know, my career gives me the ability to take care of my family and have that kind of time and do silly things like this in wonderful places like this. And
fantastic.
These are things I'm thankful for.
It's great, Jay. Thank you. It's good. This is good. This is good conversation. I like it. It's going to do good.
So you want to be in the car in 7 minutes.
It's okay. So to conclude, what we want to say is to just remember all of the, you know, Thanksgiving is a great time from a professional standpoint to think through all of these people that have helped you out in your career. You know, none of us have just done it all on our own without any help. There's been, I mean, we all have people in our lives that have, you know, kind of, we feel like a little bit of conflict with, but even they kind of help, you know, iron sharpens iron kind of a thing, help you grow, you learn how to understand things, you get challenged, you push yourself. And then there's others that really believe in us sometimes and they invest in us.
Yep.
So the challenge I think out there is for you to think about those people and be thankful for them, but also always be thinking about how you can be that person to someone else, right? How can you help other people succeed?
Not the iron sharpening iron person.
Yeah,
the
that's
nicer
not always
person.
yeah. But you know, I mean, but sometimes people need that to be motivated. I would even say, you know, but in a kind and respectful way, of course. But I think that, I think that there's things that we can all do to help out the people around us, to invest in them, to encourage them. And you never know, it could be really small things, you know? And it's not just like professionally, hey, I'm going to help you succeed professionally, but it could be just like, hey, you know, being a nice person, being empathetic with people, taking time to listen if somebody's seeming like they're having a bad day, and those kinds of things can really help out too. Because some people...
No, it's true. You don't know. This is something my wife and I try and work on is when we get frustrated with somebody, you know, we don't know what that person is going through. We don't know, did their family member or pet die? Did they stub their toe? Did they get into a car? You never know what may have happened in someone's world that is not causing them to be the way they are, but that might be affecting their attitude. And so you try to walk into all those situations. Like, look, sometimes you're just pissed off at someone. Like, it happens. But you try to you know, stop and sit back and just go into the situation as positively as possible. Because if you go into it negatively, it's going to come out negatively. You know, it's not always possible, but that's why are we talking about this?
It's good. No, it's empathy. It's at its core, it's empathy, right? It's like
there's a tie-in. Okay.
Yeah. It just, you know, be empathetic with other people, and that can make things go a long way, because you can be the person that turns the tide on someone's attitude at work. Yeah. Maybe not just even that day, but just overall, if they can see things a different way too. If there's someone that is having a tough time. So anyway.
So to wrap up Gratitude Fest 2021.
That's right.
And that's exactly what this episode is now called.
Right now. I like it.
Hunter.
Yes.
I'm thankful for you.
Jay, I'm thankful for you too.
I have enjoyed...
I was going to say something else, sorry.
I was going to add to it. There was a pause. I'm just going to mute that you talked. No, I'm thankful for the opportunity that you've given me to create Buzzkill with you. And to talk about IT from a slightly different perspective. You know, I talk about Microsoft 365 and Teams all the time. So to be able to talk about the tangential things to that and share that very long feeling career experience. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, Jay. Likewise. This is really great.
And
I appreciate that.
I'm going to end the episode on likewise.
Likewise. No, but really, it's fantastic. It's a pleasure. I love doing it with you, and I hope that we can keep it going and get even more folks involved and spread the word even more about how people deal with these things. So,
and if you're still listening, if you're 25 or so minutes into this and you are still paying attention, or even if you're not and you stopped listening 5 minutes ago, I'm very thankful for all of you for giving us a chance and spending half an hour to an hour every month with us talking about information technology and the insanity that position can be. So thank you.
Thank you all. We hope that you have a
I don't know
good
which camera
holiday
I'm looking
season
at.
and everything. It doesn't really matter. There's two cameras here, so we're just trying to figure it out.
And hopefully
But-
one of them is recording. If you're listening to this and all you have is an audio clip and like a picture on the YouTube screen, I'm sorry. Experiments, sometimes they work. And
We'll figure it out. We're going to figure it out. It's going to be okay. But really, we hope you have a good holiday season and that you don't have a buzzkill for Thanksgiving.
Ooh,
or
well
anything
played,
that's coming
sir.
up. I've been saving it. So yeah. Again, thanks for watching.
have a good one. It's a wrap. Likewise. If you enjoyed this conversation and want to hear more just like it, make sure you click the subscribe button, notifications, and go to onthespot.tech for more from Buzzkill and our sibling podcast.